The zone of contamination is probably one of my favorite new zones in the Long Dark in a very long time. Part 5 of Tales from the Far Territory is right around the corner though, and we have part 4 to wrap up. So let's get on that. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of the Long Dark in our Against All Odds series, where I am at the very bottom of the Langston mine. Just got a full night's sleep. It's not as nice out here as that view from the mine entrance would have had me believe, but that's not entirely surprising. It's a very unique kind of cave entrance, if you will. Most of the caves that we're used to in the Long Dark, that is a dead end. Most of the caves that we're used to in the Long Dark, you know, just kind of show us a little window of light, you know, through a very narrow opening, whereas that is a very wide open sort of doorway, man-made doorway, that shows, in this case, like a very bright, clear day, and then you step outside and it's like, oh no, it's it is neither bright nor clear, and you need to be careful. But we did just get a full night's sleep. I can probably eat some food. One of the things I want to do as soon as possible is go ahead and get my nice gear back on. But we are headed up there as fast as we can get up there, because we have the key to the gate, I believe. We've done a lot of exploring. Kind of out of order, in some ways. One of the challenges of having the narrative content that they've added with Tales from the Far Territory is that this is sandbox mode. There's sandbox mode, which was originally designed as a test bed for the survival mechanics in story mode, and then it was so good as its own game that not only did they leave it in as its own mode, but now it is its own SKU, which you can purchase separately, which is just wild to me. But it's a testament to how much fun we've had with this particular mode over the years. And it's very, very new that there's any kind of story or objective-based content, because it's a sandbox. And so when you arrive at a new zone, the sort of general spirit of exploration and finding new things in an organic way can conflict with the actual accomplishment of the ordered objectives of the tale, which you may or may not have discovered yet because you haven't progressed to that point in the tale. And we have seen that kind of borne out in my last, say, 10 episodes or so, since we arrived here in the zone of contamination. It's been some back and forth. Hopefully not any damning back and forth. I'm very concerned over the number of just the amount of cylinders. Why am I saying cylinders? Cartridges? Why is the word escaping me? Canisters. Yes. Thank you. We only have 2. I'm concerned about that. Cylinders, canisters. I've just used entirely too many of those. I went in nervous that I wouldn't have enough, and then I got very reassured by the amount that I found. Let me actually poke my head in here, because I don't think I have. Light shell. Nice. Actually, I do remember poking my head in there. Okay. Let's go straight in here. We do have some supplies right in the front area here. This might even be... No, this isn't where I left my clothes. My clothes are back there. But yeah, apart from the struggles with like balancing the ordered objectives of the tale and exploring the zone on my own, I've really, really enjoyed this zone so far. Honestly, like it's one of my favorites in a long time. I would even consider, just in my own gameplay, starting here. Like, a lot. That's just a thing that I would generally be okay doing. Alright, so I have those 2 fire strikers. I don't technically need 2 fire strikers, but you know, I will keep them until one wears out. The only trouble is, like, you don't really have control over which fire striker you use. So that's something to think about. Alright, hypothermia risk is gone. I need to go ahead and eat some stuff so that I can lighten this load that I'm lugging around. Let's eat the crackers because I know this will dehydrate me. It'll also fill me up. It'll give me an excuse to drink a lot of stuff.
Getting a bit thirsty.
Yep. And we're actually going to drink some coffee. How much energy do I need to regain? Yeah, I can actually drink a second coffee there. Perfect. It's not going to help calorically, but it will help with energy. Didn't help reduce burden that much, but that's okay. All right, so let's look at carrying weight. Wow. I never... Look at the number of matches I have. This is insane. And, you know, this is only something that would happen in a Stalker-adjacent playthrough. When we get back to playing at a mainline against all odds level, when we're not in a Series 0 run showcasing the Tales, which is coming sooner rather than later, by the way. When we get back to that, there's kind of, you know, I'm going to have to remember that matches are, in fact, a scarcity. They're not something that we have a ton of. So I'm still pretty reasonably encumbered, but only about 10 pounds at this point, and I'm going to keep moving forward. Visibility in here is not terrible at the moment, although as I say that, I walk onto the first portion of the map that is just utterly and completely not explorable. Have I been down there? Is there a way to get over there? I see a locker there that can be explored. Oh, that's interesting. Hang on. Have I been over there? Okay, it looks like... No, I don't think you can get up. I think that's purely decorative. Unless you can walk across... that? But then how would you get back down? I don't know if I want to waste time trying to figure that out, but... Oh, wait. What's this? Oh, that's so... Oh, there's a backpack there. Okay, if there's a backpack there, then... I'm so intrigued. Do you see what I'm seeing? I mean, look at this. First of all... Oh, there's a catwalk there. Okay, but... What? What? I don't know. I'm having trouble believing that there's a way to get over there. Maybe we can look at that in just a second, but let me not get distracted from the tale for the moment, because we are on the clock. We have progress to make. I may have even been over there and just forgotten about it, but... Okay, interesting. Okay, I see what's happening. So maybe you can walk through this thing, hop down onto there, walk across there, grab what's in the backpack, but then how would you get down? I don't know. I would imagine there's a way to do it, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment. Who knows? The tale, again, going back to what I was talking about for the first few minutes of the episode, the tale could have us doing that. There's no way to be sure. But it definitely seems like there's more to explore here, which, again, is one of the reasons... Oh, hey, that's a body. One of the reasons I have enjoyed this zone so much is that we do have this kind of new content. Yeah, okay, so you can hop down into that. That's wild. Okay, so you would walk across there and then go over there, and maybe there's something worth finding in there? I might check that out later. That's exciting, but for now, let's stay on track, or try to. So where is the next staircase? Trying to remember my way around here. There it is. This doorway is all the way up at the top. I think I still have some spare lantern fuel on me. The game has been very generous with supplies. One of the really interesting things about the Langston mine is that it seems like what they are doing is sort of... They give you this massive space that's easy to get lost in. And so they go, okay, listen, we know this is huge. We know this is a lot. Here are multiple sort of supply depots, quote unquote, heavy air quotes, that are kind of sitting along the routes through this labyrinth. And you can stop here, sleep here safely, eat some of this food. We're going to pile into your backpack as you go. Okay, so this is where I needed the gate key. And I'm really hoping There it is. Explore the locked zone of the mine for any signs of Rudiger. So we're 53% completed here. Again, a huge concern that I have at the moment is the canisters. So I'm, first of all, what I may even do while I'm in here is not, like, rush to use the canisters, to even use the mask, unless I absolutely have to. Hang on, is there a way? Yeah, there's a gate. I mean, hopefully we'll find more here. There's lots of containers, so I'm guessing I'm about to be handed more. And if so, that's great.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
I'm also hoping that maybe it's not necessary. It seems like... Oh, yep, there's two more. It seems like the kind of theme... Oh, security chief's log. Hold on. Actually, just for a little bit of ambiance, let's... Not so much for... Well, ambiance, yes, but also just YouTube lighting. Let's put this down there. There we go.
I can probably make it back to the surface before the weather turns again. Moving slowly now. Recording as much as I can. The writing helps keep me here. Otherwise, my mind wanders. To the sea. To small ships in deep water. My mother's voice.
Some of that imagery that she was invoking there, that was a little bit reminiscent of the past logs that we found. These interviews that we've been discovering in both Signal Void and Buried Echoes. So, not sure what's going on. But there's one more canister. So, anyway, as I was about to say, it seems like the gas is primarily in the lower portions. But we just got handed 3 more canisters, and I'm not going to complain about it. So let me check my fuel situation real quick, because I do not have, I think, a ton. No, I have no lantern fuel. I've already used it. Okay, great. So I do have some torches that I've been lugging around. I've got that gold nugget for no reason whatsoever. So, rather than using my lantern fuel at the moment, since I have so many matches, let's just go ahead and use one to light a torch. And we have a 100% torch, which we can use to explore this portion of the mine. So that didn't actually give us any completion percentage on the tail here, which is interesting. It's hard to know exactly how much more gameplay is in this. So far, Buried Echoes, like, it seems like even more so than in Signal Void. Perhaps it's just kind of a feeling of more of the same, but because there hasn't been a lot of clarification, it's really vague. It's really, really vague. What they're talking about, there's not a lot of clarification of what exactly we are investigating. I don't really know what these visions are that they're writing about. I don't know what the various people that were being interviewed in the tapes, where you could hear Rudiger's voice as he was sort of interrogating or interviewing. It's kind of a mixture between the two, right? These survivors of some phenomenon. And it seems like there's a machine of some kind that maybe was driving. Oh, okay, so we will need to use our canisters. There's a machine that was driving these infections. I believe a virus was mentioned. So we do have that aspect, which is really interesting because we've never seen that before in the Long Dark at all. Like, as a post-apocalyptic game, this is entirely based on geomagnetic storms. We haven't really heard tell of any particular viri, but in this case,
This will come in handy.
in this particular tale, now there is something happening. Now, what they're referencing, nobody knows. Or at least, I don't know. Okay, so this is a whole lot of nothing, it seems like. At least for now. That almost seems like if dynamite were a thing, we would be able to use that. But, alright, I want to move somewhat quickly through here. I don't want to meander. Okay, that is traversable, though. Seems quite... Ooh, that seems quite steep, though. I don't know that I want to go down that, though, until I'm sure that there's nothing else up here. That seems quite steep. So let's keep looking around in here. We're thankfully not using canisters at the moment. Here's a foreman's site report. Day 64.
Their latest big idea is to bring some kind of doctor in. Just to talk, they said. None of the guys on my team believe a word of it. Ever since we flipped the switch on that machine, no one seems settled. We want to get paid, sure, but we want to make it out of this hole in the ground, too. I've got to put a stop to this.
Definitely some tension on the team. Some disagreement, some differences of opinion. Also, it seems like the torch didn't burn that much, like, while I was reading that. It might just be that it's a slow burn and a 100% torch. But, like, I don't get the sense that I used up a lot of the torch while I was reading that, which is nice. I was kind of hoping that it wouldn't. I was hoping that it would, like, automatically stop the progress on the torch burn, which would be nice. Which would also be the case, I would imagine, for the lantern fuel, maybe. But I could also just be imagining it. Alright, yeah, we're not using any canisters at the moment. So, one thing I've definitely noticed, for those of you who are nervous about going to the zone of contamination, if you're newer to the game, if it seems really intimidating to have this whole poison gas aspect, just to be very clear about what's happening right now, I'm not using... I don't actually need to wear my mask right now. I'm keeping it on just in case I walk through a poisoned area. Oh, interesting. I wonder if that is what I was looking at. I feel like... Yeah. I feel like that is... Based on the way the path went, I feel like that leads to where I was just looking at. So, and that seemed to be blocked off here. Okay. Yeah, interesting. So there, I saw there was a flare to pick up. But yeah, if you haven't really explored this zone as much and you're nervous about visiting the zone of contamination, or maybe you're watching these videos after the fact and you've picked up tales, you know, maybe you're waiting for the whole thing to be out before you... Right now we're using canisters. Before you started playing any of the Far Territory stuff. The way that these mechanics seem to work is... Well, the way they definitely work is that there are pockets of gas that force you to have the canisters in order to safely walk through them. But the pockets are actually not that long lasting. It's not that bad in the grand scheme. I'm picking up a few pieces of coal just in case I need it, because it does seem like the game's giving me a lot of coal, and I just want to maybe take the hint. The pockets of gas don't, you know, they don't cover particularly long stretches. There are some of them that are quite big, but you're meant to sort of get through them using the canisters. You don't have to wear the mask the whole time. So there is definitely, as you've seen, there's reason to be conservative with your usage of them. And you don't want to waste them walking around outside. They're definitely meant for the exploration of... Alright, there might be some more canisters here, based on my experience so far. Oh, nope. No canisters this time. Yeah, you don't really want to waste them walking around outside. They're meant for the exploration of the inner portions of the mine, where the toxic gas is really filling these mining shafts. But it's not so much that you have to have the mask on everywhere you go. It doesn't work that way. It might look that way, but it definitely doesn't work that way. Okay, that leads farther down. We might need to follow that, but let's stick to the same sort of approach that I had a moment ago. Gonna need to change torches in a moment, but if you didn't notice, we picked up another probably 100% torch a moment ago. Hey, lantern fuel. That's welcome. I might switch to my lantern then, instead of torch. yeah, once again, it looks like we are circling around to the bottom, so we might be able to use those downward shafts as shortcuts. Makes me wonder if there's anything worth picking up in the middle of that shaft. Okay, yeah, you know what? Oh, I'm using my canister at the moment, so let me keep moving. Let me just get another torch out. I didn't want to do this, but I didn't realize that my canister was burning. So we're going to keep moving. Oh yeah, I walked into some gas without realizing it. This is getting kind of dicey because I don't know how I'm going to walk back through this. This is the part that makes me nervous. And I don't know what happens if you actually get chemical poisoning fully. Alright, suffocation risk is gone. See? So it's... you kind of walk through it in steps. Okay. Wow. Lots going on down here.
I'm never leaving this place. I see that now.
Yikes.
I tried to reason with him. To get him to see what this had all cost us. Rudiger had other plans. The transmission site over the mountains. He's always had a way out. Always. He risked nothing. So I came back down. To try and smash this thing. Or do something. Anything.
Oh my god.
I think I'll just close my eyes for a little while.
I have a bad feeling we're going to find a lot of bodies before this is done. In a somewhat more gruesome sense than we typically find bodies in the Long Dark. Okay, so there's a heavy hammer. That's interesting. Ruined wool mittens. Cured leather. I'll take that. Still looking around potentially for canisters. Danger, keep out. Great. Why does that just feel like... is it possible to light this, I wonder? Ooh. It is! That is flippin' cool. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a new mechanic. I wonder how long they stay lit. I would imagine there's a point at which that burns out, but that's so good to know that you can light those. And I wonder if that... have I been overlooking those? I remember one of my regulars commented about oil lanterns all over the mine, and it might be that I've just been literally, like, skipping over them with my eyes. Because we're so used to this mode of seeing, having a torch. Okay, yeah, so that's a lot of cold water under my feet. So I need to be mindful of that. Not using a canister at the moment. Although I feel like that's not going to last. Ooh, interesting. What have we here? This looks like it might need a key. Yep, it does. A key that I don't have. Okay, 53%. So none of the stuff that I found so far this episode has completed the tale in any way. But yes, just to complete the thought from earlier, which got, I think the very end of it got cut off by discovering this area and that particular log. But if you're newer to Zone of Contamination, if you're newer to Tales from the Far Territory, the main thing to know is that the canisters are really only to be used in the mine. And they are only really needed when you're walking through the clouds of toxic gas. You don't need to wear the mask all the time. Notice that I'm wearing it now, but again, we're not actually consuming the canisters. So, it's just, it might look like I'm, like, needing it in order to survive. But I actually don't. Okay, I need to rest. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to go ahead and put this torch out for a moment. Hopefully my experience so far with all of this stuff, like...
Why?
There's the why again. My experience with all this stuff, like, not spreading or, like, moving around, it doesn't really seem to move at all. It seems to sit in particular places. So I don't want to talk about something that's not real over much. It was something I was kind of thinking out loud about several episodes ago, and I'm pretty much going to put it to bed this episode or, you know, in, like, a subsequent one very, very soon, because I just get the sense that the pockets of gas, like, definitely don't move. And, like, when you're in an area where there's no gas, like, you can sleep. You can do what you need to do in order to survive. So let's go ahead and sleep for 9 hours. Another really nice thing about the zone of contamination is that because so much of the exploration of the zone happens indoors, it's, in a lot of ways, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but, like, this is a good starter region. If you wanted to kind of start in the far territory, like, you could start here, especially on lower difficulties, and probably even on higher difficulties, honestly. You'd probably find a lot of gear. And just, like, stuff that you wouldn't normally find out in the world, like in an HRV start, for example. It's kind of the opposite of an HRV start, which is really, really interesting. Okay. Let me go ahead and eat this MRE. It does seem like the torches are out. Oh wait, no, they're still burning. One of them's still burning. No, they're both still burning. Okay, it's just dark in here now. I suppose it's dark. Hang on, I don't think I refueled my lantern yet on account of the... Yeah. Ooh, that's not a lot of fuel that I found. Okay, well, it's only about halfway full. I'm still going to use the lantern. So we need a key. Interesting. Hopefully this doesn't need a key. Okay. Oh, wow. This seems like a machine. Approach the machine. Okay, hold on. Okay. What could possibly go wrong? Oh no. I hope I didn't do that wrong. That seems like a scripted painting though. 119 days, 14 hours. Ooh.
In every man's journey, there's a moment of total clarity. When a blue sky or an empty road shows the way forward. I have had several moments like this during my life, but they always carry with them a spark of unpredictability, an energy I did not control. When these moments, these great creases of time brought me my wealth, my success, my institutions as engines of influence and power. I have explored many corners of the planet and subjected myself to many dangerous and foolish undertakings, seeking the answers to these questions. And I survived, often in spite of myself and my ambition to define the absolute edges of my own existence. But as the wheel of my life makes its final turn, I have decided they are the wrong questions altogether. I am making new questions, and with them, new answers, new knowledge. A different world is coming. I am certain of it, and I will be prepared. It is only a matter of when, and it is in uncovering the when that I will define my own moment. Once again, I have seen the new horizon.
I was about to say, this dude does not stop talking. Okay, so the Glimmer Fog has awoken the machine. I would think, because this is a sandbox playthrough, I would think there are not any permanent consequences. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. Like I said, bodies. At least one. Foreman's tool belt.
I'll take it.
A high-quality belt to lighten the load, perfectly balanced to ensure all-day comfort and stability. Excuse me? So, wait a minute.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
So, it's an additional... I see. I see. Oh, wait, no. That didn't seem to change it. Huh. I'll figure that out in a minute. So that is apparently something that helps in the same way that the Moosehide Satchel helps. Okay. I imagine this aurora effect is not going to last forever, so let's have a look around.
We're just waiting now. I've been walking the tunnels up and down. Hair's getting bad again. Just scribbling these reports. Not sure why, though. Not anymore. It's like they turned the lights off in my head. All dark. Where'd it all go?
So, I couldn't help but chuckle a little bit while I was listening to that, because did you notice that, like, the player character's hands moved? Like, hold on, let's go through here. With the coughs in the recording, like the player was the one coughing, which I don't know if that's intentional, if it's meant to be, like, to show me something, but it struck me as a little bit odd. I really am not sure what that means. Okay, we've got a security chief's log here. Ooh, flashy. Oh, she doesn't sound
I
good.
wanted to see you again. I wanted to feel your hand on my hip. Your smile in my eyes. I can't picture what this thing is without that. Or you. Everything is fading away here. I keep seeing my spot up above, near the waterfall. I want to escape. All that water, on its way to the sea. Far away. The only thing I know is if I write it down, it might get to you. Some way. I love you.
Well, that's a performance.
Just frost now. My breath.
That's interesting. I was realizing while listening to that one that you can actually... 60%. I haven't found a key. I was realizing while listening to it, you can actually kind of not quite read the words, but you can tell that, like, the words of that script are written out. Okay, I need to find that key. I found a faded photograph there, but a faded photograph is not a key. Broken metal control box. Yeah, hold on. Oh, lantern. I used my lantern fuel up at some point. You know what? I might have had the lantern out. Damn. Yeah, I used it up when I passed out. That's kind of rude, game. Which is kind of funny, because I just said that earlier. Like, wouldn't it be nice if it made sure that you didn't consume your lantern fuel? But, you know, that would also be kind of... hand-holdy in a way that the game does not typically do, so perhaps a goofy thing to expect. The security chief's remains. Human bones weathered by time and memory. Okay, so that body was my testament. Okay, so this is Rudiger's note. 73%. Lay the security chief's bones to rest near the waterfall from her logbook Polaroid. Ooh. I like that. I like that a lot. Especially given the quality of that performance in that particular reading. Like, even though a lot of what we're seeing right now doesn't really make sense, that is a turn that I like, where we're asked as the player to focus on the human element of this. It seems like there's just been a lot of needless suffering on account of whatever the heck Rudiger's doing. Okay, so maybe we don't need a key. Maybe these doors are open now because of this. So maybe I'm looking for a key that I might not need. So let's go back down this way, because I'm pretty confident that I looked through everything I needed to look through there. I like that a lot. We're at 73% completion. I need to wrap this episode up soon, but there's a part of me that wants to, like, keep going. Not for too much longer, but, like, part of me feels like we're quite close to the end of this. If we have to go back out into the zone and find the spot where we need to lay her bones to rest. Then that will require a little bit more time. Sorry, I'm still just thinking about that performance. Like, that was really well done. And I think her, like, particular role in this, I mean, Rudiger's full of himself, but he's interesting, you know, just in terms of, like, evoking curiosity and making you wonder what he's up to. Okay, yeah, you can get through here now. But, again, her side of things is the side that seems really relatable in a human way, and I appreciate that a lot. And so the fact that this tale is asking us to lay our bones to rest, that's really freaking cool and makes me happy. All right, this leads, it looks like it leads out of the mine. So before I actually leave, I want to make sure that I've checked these containers and other things. We've got a... Oh, I'd searched that already. Wait. Hold on. I've been here, haven't I? Is this where I first came in? Is this where I first came in? Ooh. Hold on. If I've searched this container... Oh, that's wild. Okay, hang on. I want to just get my bearings again really quickly. Like, where does this lead? Sorry, Hadrian's in map knowledge mode. But this is totally where I first came in. Okay, this is a long passageway, though. I'll have to remember later, because I don't want to backtrack too much. I was hoping to, like, peek my head around a corner and, like, see something that kind of gave me a landmark, but I don't want to go back and forth too much. So let's go back out the way we came in. This is kind of serendipitous, because when I was first trying to, quote, follow the tracks, this is where I went. I am so much more invested now. Not that I wasn't invested before, but I'm so much more invested now that I know that the final objective of this tale seems to be finding the waterfall. But the question is, like, what waterfall are we talking about? Is it a waterfall in the zone of contamination? Is it a waterfall in Great Bear? We'll have to take a look, because I don't know. Let's be mindful of the wires. They're not sparking, so it's probably fine. But I don't want to just assume safety. So we are definitely, I would imagine, done with the lion's share of this. Let's take a look at a couple things real quick. So, first things first, let's look at our logs. Notes, Polaroids? Examine. Okay. The locals call this the enduring waterfall. Wanted to capture the view from my usual spot. The enduring waterfall. Okay. That doesn't look like any waterfall that I particularly recognize from elsewhere in the game, but there are a lot of waterfalls. So my guess would be that it's here. If it's not here, that's a lot of like searching around for which waterfall it might be. So that's one question to answer. Let's now look at another sort of question. You know what? Hold on. Before I say too much else, I'm going to step outside and step back inside just to create a save point here. Oh, it's the middle of the night. I thought we had glimmer fog, but it's actually an aurora that's going right now, interestingly enough. Okay, so let me also take a look at this new item that I have. So I have the Foreman's Tool Belt, a high-quality belt to lighten the load, perfectly balanced to ensure all-day comfort and stability. So if I replace...
Really walk with this much gear.
Yeah, that actually does not lighten the load. I am not sure how this is helping me. It might just be that there's an upper carrying limit. Maybe. It doesn't seem to be as good as the Moose-hide Satchel. The Foreman's Tool Belt. When I'm wearing it, does the stuff that I'm carrying get lighter? No. Doesn't seem to. I don't know what to make of that. It's light, but we'll have to figure that out in a future episode, maybe even after our new series in Part 5 has started. But for now, I'm going to stop this episode here because I want to get it uploaded for you to enjoy, and then get to recording the one after that, because I'm ready to finish this tale and gear up for some new series, because we have some new content coming right around the corner, and I'm so excited to share it with you. You have no idea. I have not been able to say things, and I'm about to be able to say them. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below. And I'll see you next time.